Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for CD Projekt Red, gamers are already pissed off at this company because of their push for diversity and ESG. Gamers are also pissed off that Ciri is ugly in The Witcher 4. Yes, she is ugly. I'm not gonna fall for the nonsense of she's just older. Getting older doesn't make you ugly. She looked like she got Botox and surgery. And they're possibly retconning the lore as well because women can't be witches in the Witcher lore. And now we have somebody that works at the company threatening to assault gamers, like literally threatening gamers. We have an article to read from That Park Place. The headline says, CD Projekt Red lore designer reportedly voiced a desire to assault gamers. Why is it so common? I say this every single time, but I still don't understand it. Why is it common for game developers to hate gamers? Who do you want to be your audience if not gamers? Gamers are people who play video games frequently. Why do you hate the core demographic that you're meant to make a product for? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. This is too common in this industry, and it's just weird that it's so common. I don't know why this even started. When did the gaming industry start to hate gamers? Whose money do you want? If you work in the gaming industry, your customers are gamers because gamers are people who buy video games. So I don't understand it. Now you're threatening to assault, commit crimes against gamers? Why? I don't get it. I can't even talk because I genuinely don't understand why this is so common. I feel like every big company has someone like this on their team, and it makes no sense to me. Oh well, let's just continue reading the article. CD Projekt Red franchise and lore designer Cian Mayer recently came under intense scrutiny for a series of inflammatory remarks directed towards the gaming community, including what appears to be a voiced desire to physically assault them. Transitioning from a career in gaming journalism to a high-level position at one of the industry's leading AAA developers, Mayer's statements have ignited significant debate about the relationship between game developers and their audience. Mayer's career began in gaming journalism, where he worked as an associate editor before rising to the position of lead features editor at thegamer.com. Since joining CD Projekt Red, Mayer has made several remarks that many perceive as dismissive and antagonistic towards gamers. In July 2022, he shared a meme with the caption, "I am once again asking for you to stop being toxic little weirdos," which many interpreted as a direct insult to the gaming community. And here's that meme right here. Anyone who's unironically calling people toxic, I'm just gonna assume you're super weak, you're pathetic, you've never had any hardships ever. Because the word toxic is just used all the time, and it's lame. And it's always used by someone who can't handle any conflict, who can't handle any criticism, who can't handle hearing something they don't like. And I just can't take you seriously when you start calling people toxic little weirdo. But anyway, let's continue reading the article. Earlier in July 2021, Mayer mocked gamers by claiming, "Law school being easier than dealing with gamers says everything anyone needs to know about this gig Lamau," suggesting that interacting with gamers was an undue burden. How the fuck is law school easy in general? I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know the ins and outs of law school, but I'm pretty sure that everyone knows that law school is extremely difficult and takes a lot of time and money. How is that easier than just talking with your audience, just talking with gamers? What the fuck is wrong with you? Can you just do your job? This is back when he was a journalist, because it said he was a journalist before. So your job is easy. Talk about games, play games, talk to your audience. What is so hard about that? These people are just so weird. Just do your job. I don't get it. Whatever, let's just continue reading. Perhaps the most alarming of his statements came in July 2020, when Mayer directly expressed a desire to punch gamers, indicating a willingness to physically assault his customer base. This remark starkly highlights his extreme frustration and hostile attitude towards the very audience that supports CDPR games, and it can be viewed in the image below, and you can see it right here. This is a long ass conversation. Well, not that long, but whatever. Someone on the top says, "In 2020, I want muscles so I can effectively punch gamers, and also so I can carry cute people and dogs of any size easily." What a random thing to say. Why can't you just gain muscles if you want to gain muscles? Why do you have to threaten to assault gamers and make that the reason you want to lift weights? Who is this person? Is this another journalist? It wouldn't even surprise me if it was another journalist or game developer. But then the CD Projekt Red developer responded to that and said, "I didn't realize until this tweet, but this is now also what I want." Why? Bro, that's your audience. That's your audience. I don't get it. I truly do not get it. These people need to get off Twitter, man. But let's continue reading this tweet interaction. Then some women replied to him and said, "You want to punch gamers or do you want CG to punch you?" Not sure what CG is. But then the CDPR developer responded to her and said, "Me and Caitlyn will punch gamers together." I don't get it. I don't fucking understand. Why are these people on Twitter? These game developers gotta realize by now that Twitter does not make anyone look good. People just keep using Twitter like it's a therapist or something, where they just rant and say anything that they want to just get out of their system, anything that they want to rant about, get angry about, scream about, they just put it on Twitter. And people can check your whole history of things you said years ago, and it only makes the company look worse. And these companies either don't care or they don't know, and it makes the whole company look worse. The whole company. These companies gotta take social media seriously. Get your employees off of social media or tell them to delete a lot of these old posts where they're literally threatening your audience, because this only makes you look worse. These people gotta start taking social media seriously, because social media can tank your whole project. As soon as gamers see someone at your company saying some crazy shit on Twitter, we're pissed off, and many gamers are not gonna buy your game because of that. And it's like this for every single industry. There are dumb celebrities that say dumb things on social media, and it makes people not want to watch an upcoming movie featuring that actor that said something stupid on the internet. Until these companies take social media seriously, you're gonna keep seeing this happen over and over and over again. But let's continue reading the article. Additionally, in December 2020, he dismissed criticism of games journalists by questioning their commitment, stating, "If you think this job is so incredibly paid well, it's not, and easy, it's not. Why don't you just do it yourself?" These statements collectively paint a picture of Mayer as someone who do not only dismisses constructive criticism, but also harbors a deep-seated animosity towards gamers. Mayer's criticisms extend beyond gamers to broader industry practices, particularly regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion hiring practices. He has been a vocal advocate for DEI within the gaming industry, often going as far as to disparage those who question these policies. In a May 2022 thread, Mayer asserted, "If you claim you can't get a job because you're straight and white, I'm sorry, you can't get a job because you're shit." This was perceived by many to be a direct attack on individuals who feel marginalized by DEI initiatives. I would say the people who are shit are the people who can't get a job without getting a handout, without getting DEI. So I don't know why you think the people who can actually earn the job with their merit and skill are shit, but not the people who need a handout or need something given to them aren't shit. You're just being disingenuous, and it's only gonna hurt your company. It's only gonna hurt any company that does this, because you're not hiring the best people for the job. And that's why a lot of people are celebrating when companies lose money and have layoffs, because it's so avoidable, but yet you choose to do dumb shit all the time. But let's continue reading the article. Furthermore, Mayer emphasized the importance of diversity in editorial teams, stating, "Diversity is absolutely essential to hiring an editorial today. How can you claim to accurately or meaningfully cover anything if your team is just a bunch of dudes who all look the same having beers in the office? Hiring diversely means you can't just hire one person and call it a day." He continued, "Outlets categorically need people from all different backgrounds and cultures if they want any chance of offering worthwhile commentary on the zeitgeist." Mayer's statements have not gone unnoticed within the gaming community and beyond. Critics argue that his approach undermines the relationship between developers and their audience, potentially alienating a significant portion of CD Projekt Red's customer base. His hostile remarks towards gamers risk creating a rift between the company and its fans, many of which are already enraged at CD Projekt Red over its decision to make Ciri the protagonist of The Witcher 4 over Geralt. This could have long-term implications for CDPR's reputation and sales. It always does, and they never learn their lesson. Stop hiring people that hate your audience. I don't understand it. Check your employees' social medias before you hire them. Ask them a lot of questions. See if they hate the audience. Like I said before, I'm just going to assume that the companies just don't care or they don't know. I don't see why you would hire someone that makes your company look bad. It's stupid, and it's too common in this industry. And that's pretty much the end of the article. And like I said before, I truly do not understand why the gaming industry hates gamers. It makes no sense to me. You gotta be dumb to hate your audience when your audience just wants good content and wants to give you money if you make good games, but you don't want the audience money because you hate the audience. But at the same time, you work at a company and companies need money to survive. I do not understand it. I will never understand it, and I don't even know why it started or how it started or why it's still happening. It's the dumbest shit ever. There's no industry that hates its audience more than the gaming industry, and people are tired of this nonsense. People are tired of all these big companies hiring crazy people that hate the audience and make the game shit by hiring people who are not qualified for the job. You didn't hire people that were talented. That's why nobody cares if you people get laid off. That's why nobody cares if your game fails, because you don't care enough to hire the right people and you don't like your audience anyway. So why should anyone care if you lose your job? Oh well. And I wasn't even a big fan of The Witcher 3 because the combat is basic. If a game doesn't have good combat, then the game is not that good. Gameplay is the most important. It's a video game. I don't care if the game has amazing story and characters. I'm not watching a movie. I want to play a game. And when I hear stuff like this, it makes me even less likely to buy a game, on top of Siri being ugly as fuck. So you're just pissing more gamers off and convincing us not to buy a game. And I'll gladly save my money and buy games from smaller independent developers that actually have a passion for creating games and great gameplay and great story and characters, and do not have any hatred towards the gaming community. So oh well, I guess. I'm not interested in The Witcher 4 at all, and this developer is a piece of shit for all the things that he said. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So CD Projekt Red and The Witcher 4, go fuck yourself.